What's up, big booty hoes? Here to talk. Here to talk to y'all about Grand Theft Auto 6, man. My predictions, my wants. And you guys can hopefully y'all comment and shit. Tell me what you think. Well, let's get straight into it. Okay, let's look at 3D universe Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas in that order. Okay, now Grand Theft Auto 3, Liberty City. It's a mixture of New York and like New Jersey, but basically New York. Then you have Vice City, which was clearly Miami, and then you have San Andreas, which was L.A., San Francisco, and Las Vegas. Then we go into the HD universe where Grand Theft Auto 4 kicks in right where we left off in New York. They call it Liberty City. I call it New York. Okay, when you grew up playing Grand Theft Auto 3D universe, it's hard to look at these cities and call them, like, it's hard for me to play Grand Theft Auto 5 and call it Los Santos. I feel disrespectful because when you look at the city Los Santos in the game San Andreas, and then you look at the Los Santos in that game, that's LA. That's Los Santos. You know what I'm saying? So, not to mention they put Grove Street with ballers now. I don't even want to accept this. Usually when I'm talking to my friends or my little brother, he plays Grand Theft Auto 5, he's younger than me. He missed that generation. Usually when I'm talking these things with these people, I just refer to that as LA. I refer to Grand Theft Auto 4 as New York. The real Liberty City to me is Portland, Staten Island, and Shoreside Val, not Broker, Algonquin, and Brooklyn. And no, that's New York. This is separate. So if we're looking at the order of things, then I guess it's safe to assume that they're going back to Miami. Here's the reasons why I don't think they're going to Miami. Miami is a cool place, but when you're talking about bringing Miami back as Vice City, you know, which is a satire to the real Miami or whatever like that. When you're talking about bringing Miami back, you're talking about making it now an HD universe type Miami. It's not going to be too much different from what we just had. We just had beaches and palm trees and houses made out of stucco, and we just had that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just had that. So it's like, why would we want that again? It was cool to go from the big city to a more LA setting. LA and Miami aren't too different of places. I don't. And then, you know, I feel like when you look at they kind of took Vice City's concept and put it into Grand Theft Auto 5, if you ask me, with the robbing, the heist type shit. I'm not saying that Vice City was a heist. Vice City was an organized crime type game. When you talking about going in order, they fucked up the order anyways, first of all, right? Because they brought LA in, and then if it was being ordered, this game, Grand Theft Auto 6 would be in LA. I forgot to mention that at first. I forgot that. They fucked up the order. So what I think, and you people at home, you know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, based on, since they fucked up the order, we cannot expect them to go in order no more. What they haven't fucked up is the order of, like, character. Like, when you look at Nico Bellic and you look at Claude / I always called him Fido. I don't know where everybody got this Claude name from. When you look at there's similarities, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of similarities there. The way they dress, it's just a lot of similarities. When you look at Vice City and then you look at Grand Theft Auto 5 storyline, it's a lot of similarities. That whole organized crime type vibe, you know, that more mafia heist style, you know, big type drug dealing, not small type drug dealing. And then you look at Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, which is more of a, it gets really deep and complex, right? You rob the army, you know, you work with this fucking psychedelic dude, you fucking go to war with RC fucking airplanes, right? But it's gang banging. That's the origination of the game, is gang banging street shit. So I think they're gonna have to follow into the street shit. And I think that right now with the culture that's popping in America, there's two places that people really, really, really want to see on film and on video game and things like that, period. And I think that's Chicago and Atlanta. I live in Atlanta. I want Atlanta. I have a whole, like, you know how they do city names, and they're like, for example, they changed Brooklyn to Broker. I literally have a whole list. Rockstar Games hit me up. I'll sell it to you for just $100 if you give me credit. I don't give a fuck. I have a whole beautiful list. I'm talking about, man, I wish I could just tell y'all something right now. Y'all be like, whoa, he's okay. Yeah, we need him. We need him. I think they're going to do it in either Atlanta or Chicago. I honestly, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. I think the Chicago thing, I think with Chicago, they can kind of bring back that San Andreas gang type element that Grand Theft Auto 5 lacked. You know, You weren't able to recruit gang members, start gang wars. They didn't even have a break off game. I always thought, like, I remember when Grand Theft Auto 5 first came out, and I'm going off here. Joe Budden voice. We're going on a tangent here. Not going on a tangent here, but yeah. I used to always think, you know how when they started doing like the second games, like okay, they did Grand Theft Auto 4 and then they did the Battle of the Gay Tony and the Lost and Damned. I thought that they were going to do like secondary games for Grand Theft Auto 5, and I figured that they were going to do a gang banging one, like one where we could see what happens with Forum. You know, the set that Lamar and Franklin started. We could probably even get a chance to play as Lamar, and we could recruit gang members. We can go do. That's what I was hoping for. They brought out lowriders. They brought us, you know, some more shit. But I mean, you know, they never brought us back that gang element in the most gang elemented city in America. Period. Is LA. I mean, we look towards LA for anything gang related, gang culture, whatever. So I think a Chicago game would be cool, controversial, you know, cause you know but I think it would be cool. I don't really care for Grand Theft Auto Chicago because the landscape is not too far from Grand Theft Auto 4's landscape. But I do believe Atlanta could bring a whole new landscape we haven't seen in the Grand Theft Auto or any series. It can still allow the trapped out. You know, Atlanta, we have a big trap, strip, scam culture, you know what I'm saying? And I think that if they sit down with the right people, they could bring this back to how San Andreas was. You know, San Andreas was one of the Grand Theft that had the most celebrity voiceovers. The city of LA, their culture was heavily involved in making that video game. They had Julio G be the DJ for Los Santos Radio, you know, having, you know, Phase on Love and MC8 and, you know, Young Melee or Melee, whatever his name is. All these guys are part of it. You know, they brought real LA to that game. They had the game, you know, the rap of the game, play beat up. You know, you could tell LA was involved with that, you know, at that time. And I think Atlanta, you know, they go sit down with Gucci Mane and Future and me. I know I'm not a rapper, but me, I've been planning this game for years. Like, I have a whole story. I'm ready. I just need, if I can make it myself, y'all would love it. But I can't. I don't know how to do that shit. So, yeah, that's what I think about Grand Theft Auto 6. When will we be getting Grand Theft Auto 6? We won't be getting. We honestly will not be getting Grand Theft Auto 6 till either late next year or the year after or beyond. They do a good 6-year thing, you know. Grand Theft Auto Grand Theft Auto 3 came out when I was like in the 2nd grade. Vice City came out 4th, I remember. San Andreas dropped when I was in 6th. Then you didn't get another Grand Theft Auto. You got Grand Theft Auto 4 when I was in 9th grade. I'm 24 years old, by the way. My birthday is July 6th. I was born in 1993, so y'all can do y'all math. Ninth grade, Grand Theft Auto 4 comes out, and Grand Theft Auto 5, I believe. I remember I was living at my homeboy's house down in the street, and I think I was in my last year of high school, but I failed my last year of high school. I was probably on my 5th year of high school. So I'm not really too sure exactly, but it was around that time. So I probably around I was either between the age of 17 and 19 when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, and now I'm 24, so it's about that time. If you look at that time period I just gave you, it's about that time. It's about that time. We haven't heard anything about it. Some faggot ass loser named Serenado, on YouTube, you know, he does his little bullshit clickbait videos. That's about as far as we've seen. I don't think they're gonna do Vice City. I think it would be a slap in the face to do Vice City, right? To do Miami. I don't care to see Miami. I don't even think people in Miami care. I think if we went to Miami right now and said, what do y'all want? What do y'all want? They'd say Atlanta. Atlanta is what they need to do. Trap gang, straight trap shit. Have some young niggas in there. Have teenagers in that bitch. The fight mechanics got to be crazy. I mean, you got to really be able to really get your ass beat, though, too. Like, in the beginning of the game, you got to be able to hit licks. You got to be able to sell dope. You got to be able to build your own drug empire. You got to be able to shoot up nightclubs. I'm telling you, you got to be able to I think he should be a teenager. He should start off at school. You got to be able to go to Rice Street, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold your own, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to get cars with 28-inch rims. You got to fuck some big booty hoes. Like, yeah, Atlanta, Grand Theft Auto 6. That's what I'm thinking about Grand Theft Auto 6. Tell me what y'all think. Give me some recommended cities. Should it be a multi-character game? Should it be just one character? You know, should we bring it back to the street element like San Andreas composed of? Or should we kind of keep it on this high crime shit? I'm not really into that. I want to do drive-bys and drink 40s. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care to rob banks and stuff. And, you know, we could do that too. You know what I'm saying? Because like San Andreas went way left at one point. Remember, once he got kicked out of LS, it went left for like a couple of days until you came back. It went left as fuck. I mean, this nigga was still in green cool. You know what I'm saying? It could go left in Atlanta too. And Atlanta's big enough for it to go left. We have Buckhead, we have Alpharetta, we have Dunwoody, we have Johns Creek, we have Sandy Springs, we have Kennesaw, Marietta, Roswell, Midtown. You know, we have plenty of places for us to go left in. So it's a big gay culture down here. It's a big trap culture down here. There's a lot of black Hollywood shit going on. I think it'd be cool to like drive down the street and see a movie being shot. If y'all at Rockstar, hit me up. I'm telling you, just hit me up. I promise you, you won't regret it. I swear to God, you won't regret it. I know I'm not some famous video game developer. I live here. I grew up here. I'm a part of this culture. I've lived on every single side of town you can name in Atlanta, from the south side to the west side to the east side to the north side to the suburbs, Cobb County. Okay, I was raised in DeKalb. You know, I live in Fulton. Hit me up. I know people. You know people. Hit me up. Grand Theft Auto 6. Let's what they say? What that boy Lil Pump be saying? Let's get it. I can't do this mumble rap shit, man. I'm a conscious nigga.